Hi, this is Lori Hines with A Taste of Israel. Welcome back to my kitchen. Today I want to share a recipe with you that has the flavors of the Middle East, specifically Israel. It's very simple, it's full of flavor, and it's perfect for the months that are coming. It's getting warmer, and it's an easy no cooking recipe that doesn't require you to heat up your kitchen. So we're making today Israeli couscous salad with oranges, cashews, and herbs. So let's get started. The first thing you want to do is you want to use Israeli couscous, which I buy in bulk and it lasts a really good long time. And so this is dry, you can hear it. And all you do is you soak a cup and a half of the dried couscous in hot boiling water. It's a ratio of like 1 cup of couscous to 2 cups of hot boiling water, and let it set aside for about 5 or 10 minutes and let it get soft. And so this is what you end up with here. I have in my bowl. I've already done that. It looks the same, but this is nice and soft, and so I have a bowl of it here. So you do that. That's step number 1. Step number 2 is you are going to make a vinaigrette. And if you've never made one before, please don't be intimidated. It's super easy. And this is where you get to use your own preferences, your own palate to taste and adjust as you like. For this vinaigrette, we're going to use orange and lemons. So what I have here is I have some orange juice already juiced, you can see. And I'm going to just finish using my citruser here and juice the rest of this orange. And all you do is you set it over a little colander into a liquid measuring cup. And you just get all the juice out of it. And the measurements of the ingredients I'll share with you when I share the recipe. So we do the orange juice, and we're going to do... I'm going to use the same measuring cup and make my vinaigrette in this measuring cup because it's going to all go in the same place. Then I'm going to do the same thing to a lemon over a little colander. Why? To catch the seeds. Who wants to dig out seeds of your juice? Make it easy on yourself. I'm not a big believer in a lot of fancy kitchen tools, but I believe little colanders of different sizes and shapes are really important. Make sure work easy. Okay, so far I have, in my liquid measuring cup, I have orange juice and lemon juice. To that, I'm going to add the earthy flavors of the Middle East. In here I have about a tablespoon of cumin, and I have about a teaspoon and a half of cinnamon. Brings me right back to the streets of Israel. Amazing. The spices there. You know, Israel was part of the original spice route. And so there's tremendous history there, tremendous food history there. So that goes right into our lemon and our orange juice. Next, I'm going to add the secret ingredient that really brings the earthiness to it. Have you ever heard of the land of Israel called the land of milk and honey? Well, it's true, but the honey that's referencing is not honey that we know from bees. It is honey from dates. So this is a jar of date, they call it, actually it's date syrup. It's also called Ceylon, which is date syrup. This is the honey that they use, and it's really, let's see if you can see this, organic Ceylon from medjool dates. And this is the honey that is used in a lot of recipes that calls for honey. They also use honey from bees, which is phenomenal, but this is the original honey. So it's very dark and rich. It almost reminds me of the old-timey syrup that we find here in America. So you just want to pour in a little bit. This is the sweetener. I'm eyeballing it. And in our cooking classes with my children's cooking school, which is a Cook, Learn, Grow, we teach our children how to make vinaigrettes using their palate. So what you do is what I'm doing now. You add the flavoring components, which this is the base. The acid is in the citrus, the spices, and the sweetness. Those things balance each other out. And then we mix it all up. We're going to finish putting all the ingredients in a minute, and then we taste. And then you decide, okay, do I like it? Does it need more acid? Does it need more sour, more sweet, more whatever? And then you adjust according to your preferences. So right now we're in the process of making the base. So we've got the orange juice, the lemon juice, which are the acids. We've got the spices. Now we have the sweetener. Next, we're going to add a little bit of salt. Okay. and a dash of pepper. And we're going to whisk these flavors together. Very simple. Kids love doing this too. It's so much fun. They love making vinaigrettes when we bring out all of these things because they get to try it. They don't have to follow any certain ingredients amounts. They can just do it and adjust as they like. And then the last ingredient you're going to add is olive oil. And I've talked to you guys before in previous videos about olive oil and the significance it has in more than cuisine, but also if you're looking at life through a biblical lens or life of faith or inspiration. Olive oil has tremendous symbolism regarding that. So what you're going to do is you're going to drizzle in and you're going to whisk as you drizzle. It's important to drizzle slowly, not pour, because again, you can put it in, but you can't take it out, and you want to drizzle slow because when you're going to get to where it's thickening up, that's when you're going to stop. So we teach our kids in the Cook, Learn, Grow classes, back to that, we teach them, or we ask them, what does it mean to drizzle? And to try to get kids to describe what that means. It's fun, it's funny. They know what it means, but it's a hard thing to describe at that age. So, drizzle, and then we ask them, what does sprinkle mean? And so we get to tie in science to our cooking, because drizzle is liquid and sprinkle is for solids. So it's always fun. Who knew? Science in the kitchen. Okay, so I'm drizzling and whisking and drizzling and whisking. And it's getting thick, and I think we're at a good stopping point. Okay, so you can see what I've made, quite a bit. It's probably going to be more than we need, but that's okay. You can save it and add it to other things. This on top of a fish would be delicious. Okay, now I'm going to do what I've been preaching. I'm going to taste and adjust if I think I need to. We'll see. Okay. Oh my goodness. The orange and lemon are right there in the front of my tongue. I think it could use a little more of the Ceylon, the date syrup. Okay. Now we're going to whisk that. Let's see. Okay. Give this a whirl. Use the back of my spoon because no double dipping. That is perfect. Now I taste it. It's bright, it's earthy, it's perfect. Then the last thing you're going to do is you're going to put in the rest of the ingredients. You're going to bring back our couscous. And then we're going to, let's see, put in the rest of our ingredients. Now the last bit of our ingredients are going to be the fresh herbs that I mentioned and the fruit segments. So here on my chopping board I have the herbs, which are going to be mint and parsley, fresh parsley, you can see, and fresh mint. Another thing that we like to do with our kiddos in our cooking classes is play a game with the fresh herbs, and the game is called Smell and Tell. And so what you do, you smell it, and then you tell the very first thing that comes to your mind. And so that is so true with food. Have you ever walked into someone's home and something's cooking and you can just smell it and immediately you're drawn in? Well, this is what we do with herbs as well. It teaches us to use all of our senses because, you know, food is such a sensory sport, if you will. Someone recently called cooking a spectator sport or some kind of sport, and I thought that's so true, but it's really more of a sensory activity, if you will, life skill, fun, entertainment, all of the above. All right, so I've finished pulling all of the mint. By the way, when I first smelled it, the first thing that came to my mind was a drink that I had in Jerusalem a couple of years ago. It was in the hot season. It was still hot outside, and I had this drink called limonada, and it's mint lemonade. That's what it is. It's mint lemonade. And so that, when I just smelled it, brought me right back to that day in Jerusalem. Amazing. Okay, I'm going to chop these fresh herbs up. On my chopping board, I have just a pile of fresh mint and fresh parsley. I'm going to chop that up. You know, fine as you want. You don't want to be chewing on a big leaf. You want to be chewing on, you know, you want it to be pretty small. So this is what I've been chopping. I'm going to add that right to my bowl of couscous. And what I have discovered eating in Israel, a lot of the places, is they add a lot of herbs, not just a little dash. They add a lot because that's where the flavor's at. Then the second and the final herb, if you will, is green onions. It's not really an herb, it's an onion. I'm going to chop up some green onions. Okay, I'm going to add those in. You can see here, I've chopped up some green onions. Okay. Perfect. Then you're going to add the fruit. I've got in this bowl some chopped orange segments. I'm going to add those right in. And I've got some dried cherries that I have reconstituted with some warm water. Just let them set in some water for a few minutes. Okay. I'm going to stir, I don't know if you can see this, but in my bowl, it's just the couscous, the herbs, and the fruit. I'm going to stir it together to kind of mix it up a little bit. It's beautiful, it's colorful, bright, and cheery, just like Israelis. They're bright and they're full of life. They love life, they know how to live life. Okay, then I'm going to give my vinaigrette one more whisk, because if you let it sit for a few minutes, it begins to separate, so you want to whisk it together to bring it back together. Then I'm going to drizzle this onto the couscous salad. You don't want to pour this, because you want to just put it lightly. A salad should not be drowning in vinaigrette, it should be glistening, shining. Okay. Then I'm going to toss that and see. And the couscous is a pale color. With this vinaigrette, it takes on a little darker of a shade. And I can tell by mixing it that all the couscous looks covered. So I think we're going to have enough. So I'm going to taste now and see if I have captured what I need to capture, which are all the bright, fruity, sweet, earthy flavors. Delicious. The last thing you're going to do before you serve it is you're going to sprinkle on some chopped cashews. So you have all these textures going on. You have the creaminess of the couscous, you have the brightness of the fruit and the herbs, and the crunch of the nuts, and the sweetness of the fruits. I mean, it's really layers and layers of flavors that are well balanced. And so this is Israeli couscous salad with fruit, herbs, and cashews. Serve it as a base with a piece of chicken on top or a piece of fish on top, and you have a complete meal. Healthy, bright, and flavorful. Let me show you. Here is Israeli couscous. I hope you make this. I hope you share with me how it went, if you liked it. You can always change out. If you don't like parsley or mint, you could put cilantro, but the mint and the parsley are full of flavor. It's really up to you. Please make this Israeli couscous salad, and then consider joining me for the November 2018 Edible Bible Tour to Israel. You can email me for information at atasteofisrael@gmail.com. Follow me on Twitter, on Instagram, Facebook, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for joining. Welcome back to my kitchen, A Taste of Israel. Have a great day. Bye-bye.